Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to podcast Room 303. I'm your host, Jermaine Mendez. This is my co-host, Nicholas Moorhan. And as always, we have with us the EPE. Today's episode is going to be a little tight, little action-packed. Episode 197, we'll be getting into the head-to-head review that we conveniently seem to miss every week. We'll touch on pop culture pick'em, top 5 fictional events you'd like to witness in real life. The UCL semifinals is our main topic, and then we'll touch lightly on the NBA and NHL update. And then we'll also discuss – actually, we're going to start right here. I'm going to be a little selfish today, boys. Let's fucking go! The Chicago Blackhawks have been awarded the number 1 overall pick in the NHL Draft Lottery, securing the rights to a once-in-a-generation 17-year-old with 143 points in the Western Hockey League, 71 goals, 72 assists, and I already said he's 17. I am more than ecstatic. Do you have the rest of the draft order pulled up, Eric? No,
I will.
All right, so number 2 was the Anaheim Ducks, who had the odds-on best odds to get the number 1 overall pick. Columbus Blue Jackets came in at number 3. Their luck continues to not be favorable in the NHL draft. Not that Nick and I are upset about it. And the San Jose Sharks round out the top 4. I believe the rest of the 16 picks announced were all chalk. So it finished in the order that it was. This is only the second time in Chicago Blackhawk history that we'll be picking number 1 overall. The last time we had this luxury was in 2007 after many years of sucking. We secured Patrick Kane, who is now arguably, if not the best Chicago Blackhawk in Blackhawks history. And we're hoping for the same kind of bounce back here. Let me know when you got that, E. Secondly, before we get into the NBA, I just want to say I saw one of the best basketball games I've ever seen. Not ever. Well, yeah, ever. In at least the last decade. The Suns versus Nuggets game on Sunday was absolutely outrageous. Devin Booker ends up getting all the pub because he got the W, but Nikola Jokic completely dominated that game. And in a game where the Suns bench had 40 points, kept them in it, and it's actually pretty shocking. Oh, here we go. EPE to the rescue. All right, you want to break it down for us, Eric?
Yeah, so Jermaine already went over the top. You went over the first 4. So Chicago 1, Anaheim 2, Columbus 3, San Jose 4. From what I was reading, it did kind of all go chalk from there, like you said. 5th is going to be Montreal. 6th is the Arizona Coyotes. 7th, middle of the pack, Philadelphia Flyers. 8th, the Capitals. 9th, the Detroit Red Wings. 10th, the St. Louis Blues. 11th, Vancouver Canucks. 12th, the Arizona Coyotes via the Ottawa Senators. So they're picking twice in the top 4 or top 12. That's dope. 13
Yep.
Buffalo Sabres, 14 Pittsburgh Penguins, 15 Nashville Predators, and 16 the underwhelming Calgary Flames.
That is accurate. Let's go ahead and stun Nick with a question here. Any thoughts, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, Calgary did not expect to be in this position that they are in, huh?
No, they did not. They're supposed to be playing some pretty long hockey here. Thanks for getting those odds, Eric.
I mean, here's the thing. We knew, Gary Bettman is nothing if not a man who knows how to cultivate his NHL markets. And he just knew you couldn't have a generational talent like Connor Bedard going to Columbus, so I thank him for that.
It's only fitting that he came to Chicago. Now, I don't want to count my chickens too soon, but I'm at least at the maximum excited. At the minimum. All right. So now that I've taken over the first 5 minutes of this podcast and made it all about me, pretty on brand, we're going to go ahead and check in. How are you doing this evening, Nick?
I'm doing good. Kentucky Derby this weekend was a movie.
Tell me that's a saying now.
It is, yeah.
I fucking hate DC.
No, I don't think it's DC. I just think it's
white girls.
It's white Gen Z girls. White Gen Z girls. Oh, it is DC. Okay, I've consulted my third party source, and they have informed me that it is indeed DC.
Ugh, scumbags.
It was a movie.
In DC they love to complain about corruption while they fucking bask in their riches.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
What was not so great time. So you stayed on the infield, did everything that you're supposed to do at the Kentucky Derby. So had some mint juleps, had some drinks, dressed up, wore a bow tie. Executive producer Nevada wore a fetching pineapple suit.
Stole the show.
He was best dressed. It was short sleeves with shorts. It was amazing. Unfortunately, we got there a little late. So only got to bet on, and the betting lines were crazy, man. So definitely if you go to the Kentucky Derby, I recommend that they have a digital app that you can download and you can bet on that digital platform. I wanted to do it old school, so I took out cash and bet cash at the betting windows. But we probably sat in the betting window. We probably sat in the betting line for like an hour and a half, and missed 2 races.
That's because you showed up late, though, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we stayed on the infield. It was a great time near the end of the Derby. So the Derby is the 12th out of 14 races, and obviously the biggest one happens at like 7 p.m. So got to the infield, had some drinks, had some food, had a really good time. Good time, third party source. Good time, says third party source. The ladies got to dress up. I mean, it's a very I would say eclectic mix. So I mean, like I would have thought like Churchill Downs, like the Twin Spires. I would have thought that I was almost having a little bit of imposter syndrome because I was like, man, I don't know, like obviously I was dressed, I was wearing a nice Michael Kors suit. I was wearing a nice bow tie. I should have had on some like pastel, some more light colored shoes. I decided to go with the black shoes. They were slip-ons, of course. Nice silver buckle. But I kind of had a little bit of imposter syndrome. I was kind of like, oh, man, I don't think I'm going to be able to fit in. I should have dropped that. I should have known. I mean, there were people in like tuxedo T-shirts. There was just people in like wacky outfits. So it's
white trash bash, baby. Tuxedo T-shirts.
It was such an eclectic group of like the richest people who have never known not just richness, and like white trash people who are just there to like bet all their money on the horses. But it's fun. What wasn't fun about the Derby is apparently 7 horses died during the week. A trainer got suspended. A couple more got scratched. I mean, if you listen to our show, I know my favorite to win. I think all of my in the money horses and then my long shot horse all got scratched days before the Derby. And then Forte, the favorite, got scratched morning of. So it actually made for a pretty good Derby because then you didn't really know who to bet, and you knew you were gonna. It was kind of fun because betting on the favorite was maybe not the way to go. And you knew that there was going to be you were going to get some sort of value at like a 10 to a 30 to 1 because all the good horses had dropped out.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. How you doing this evening, Eric?
Doing good. Stressed over the weekend. Didn't enjoy myself like Nick got to because the Sixers love to blow 20-point leads, but survived, so we're all good.
He's still stressing, ladies and gentlemen. They're not even playing tonight. All right, let's go ahead.
In my heart, they're playing.
Yeah, but why would you want him to play? All right. Let's go ahead and get into head-to-head here. Ooh, there's a lot of red in my ledger. I had that. Eric jinxed me. He talked about the streak, and now I can't pick a win to save my life.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Eric.
All right, so last week was week 17 of the 2023 head-to-head. I'm just going to go in order here. So Jermaine finished the week 0-3, bringing him to 2 wins in his last 10, it looks like. sitting at 19 wins, 26 losses, and he's down 7.7 units. So he's got some work to do to turn that around. Never bet on Anthony Davis.
He missed it.
Pan out.
Okay. So Eric just triggered me. He's absolutely right. Anthony Davis missed the rebounds and assists by 5, and it's because they dominated the Warriors so bad. He didn't play the entire fourth quarter. The very next bet, it was an awesome parlay of Cejudo and Bilal Muhammad. I should have went Aljamain Sterling. I discredited the man probably because I dislike him, and I just think Cejudo is good. But got a split decision there. Lost the parlay that had an awesome 303 odds. It was 303, just like the podcast. I felt destiny in my calling. And then Liverpool. Fuck Liverpool. I'm so sick of this team. How do you only score 1 goal against Brentford at home?
Because they suck.
That's it. I'm off my soapbox. Fuck Liverpool. Fuck Chelsea. Fuck Manchester United. Fuck Bayern. City's getting another fucking treble, or their first treble. But anyways, I'm going to go cry.
All right. So for week 17, Nick went 1-2. He did bet in head-to-head 2 fills in the money, but for some reason he didn't back it up in real life. But
dude, so you're just triggering everyone on this podcast. Listen, I submitted my head-to-head picks the morning of the Derby, Saturday morning, right? Saturday morning, I put these in, and I bet tap it twice. I bet it tap it twice, and I bet verify. But for some reason, I was like, I don't need to bet 2 fills. And then walking to the Derby, some lady with about as much teeth as our entire 4-person group asked me who to bet on. And I was like, Mage is looking like a pretty good horse. I got asked that 2 more times on the walk, and I said, Mage is looking like a pretty good horse. Did I bet Mage? Did I have a ticket with Mage? No.
Who won?
Mage. Ask me next where 2 fills finished.
Where did 2 fills finish?
In the money.
Did you bet that though?
No.
You had that. You have it right here.
Horse racing, you never want to see your horse jump out to an early lead. And then the NC State of Horses verifying lost it. He finished 15th. Led for 80% of the race, finished 15th.
My God. It's like my sex game starts off strong.
We just can't finish.
Oh. Go ahead, Eric. Don't let it linger.
No, that just cracked me up. Like, anyway, I come out the gate hot, but I just can't finish. So Nicholas is sitting at 19 wins, 25 losses, and 1 draw. He's hit some pretty big he's had some pretty big odd winners, so he is sitting at plus 3.6 units. Moving into me, I went strictly
John Rahm.
That is true. John Rahm is the reason. So I went strictly basketball. I thought Golden State was going to win. They did not. Philly pulled it out for me, and then Denver. I thought this series was going to be a beatdown, but it's apparently not. So I'm sitting at 20-25, and I'm down 3.5 units. And then our other executive producer for week 17 went 1-2, 1-2. Sitting at 19, 22, and 1 draw, down 1.2 units.
So Nick has the best units. Who has the best record? Is it still Nevada?
So Nevada's 19, 22, and 1. Yeah, I'd say Nevada.
Yeah, but he also has less picks, right? But you have 5.
He has 3. He has 3 less picks than us because he started after 3 weeks.
And you're down 5. Yeah, so it's still Nevada. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Very nice.
It was fun being at the Derby and watching Angel of Empire, because Angel of Empire made it. It was too late, but he made a run and got the heartbeat. Got the heart pounding. So Nevada and I bet on 4 races at the Derby. The 2 races that we picked no horses the same, we both lost. Think about that. The 2 races where we picked the same horses, we won.
How do you swing that? How do you swing that to have? So that means you guys had at least 8 horses total, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's around what you put down.
Yeah, I think in those races, yeah, we had at least 6.
At least 6, right? 6 to 8, somewhere in that ballpark. And so you had, what is that? That's 30% of the field, almost, right? So it's 20 horses. So it's about.
Well, no, so these races were races with
12
races with less. So I think these were races with like 12 to 14 horses.
So you had 40+% of the field, and none of you guessed.
Bro,
Hey,
like I said in the Instagram caption, I'm a magician, man. Turn $500 into $200 like that.
Disclaimer: podcast motto still applies. Fade us.
I don't know what I did, man. I got up to the betting window. I was annoyed that I was annoyed that I was there late. I was annoyed that I couldn't do any sort of like analytical technique. I didn't have a pen, so I couldn't circle the metrics that I cared about. Felt like I was betting by the seat of my pants when I really just should have listened to myself. A classic, right?
Yeah, but that's what doesn't make any sense. And that's where I'm missing the disconnect is you were already prepared. We did a whole podcast where we discussed it.
Right.
So you were set. You were ready to go. You knew the horses. You knew the Puerto Rican jockeys was the way to go.
You know what is actually a crazy thing that I didn't realize? These jockeys race all day. All 14 races are raced by the same 20 jockeys.
I think it's a little more than that. Because
Right,
they have 20 is the main race. They have a few on standby, so probably about 30. But still,
right. So Nevada and I were like, "Oh, this jockey's really good. Like he has this win percentage," and then we're like, "Oh wait, there he is again. Oh wait, there he is again." We're like, "Oh, you can't bet jockey win percentage because they're in like every race."
You have to bet horse win percentage.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know that Puerto Rico was such a hotbed for jockeys. I didn't know that being an equestrian in Puerto Rico was the hotness, bro. But that's tight as hell.
Short Puerto Rican kings, I guess.
Whoa, I'm pretty tall, bro.
18 jockeys. Wow, only 18.
18 Puerto Rican jockeys or 18 total at the whole Derby.
How did 2 horses
total.
race without a jockey?
It says
20
Let me
horses.
see here.
20 horses for the Derby, Eric.
Hold on, let me tell you what.
The dude was standing on 2 horses riding those bitches.
Well, there's a reason Juan didn't win. He was riding 3 horses.
Oh,
man.
man.
By the way, now I'm not going to make any connections because we're an international podcast, of course. I'm just saying that the American trainers with their American horses had their stable hands with hats with the horse's name on it, maybe a polo, some slacks. The Japanese horses were being walked out by 2 suited and booted men in black ties. So I'm not going to make any connections as to the owners of the Japanese horses, but
Yakuza!
it looked like some sort of multinational conglomerate that owned the Japanese racehorses. But
Guys, are you sure?
Really fun. I recommend it. Looking at maybe going to Preakness, but it's fun.
There was 20 horses initially slotted, but with all the deaths and the pullouts, maybe 18 only raced.
That's what I was gonna say because I have it here. It's 18.
No, they raced all 20.
I'm counting it, and it shows their finishing position and their opening line odds. It shows their post position. I don't know. It just shows me 18 here, and it's on DraftKings.
Maybe there were only 8.
Well, dude, we can't trust DraftKings. Bring back
that would
5
make
guys.
sense. That would make sense, right? So Forte, Practical Move, Continuar dropped out.
And they had 3 on standby.
Right. They had 3 on standby, and I think they lost 2 more, so that would make sense.
Damn, they lost 2 more. Yeah, so it was crazy. I had day of, I was just like, oh yeah, 4 horses died leading into it. And then Eric was like, well, actually 7 horses died. I was just like, yo, what happened from when they opened the investigation to when we got to the race that 3 more horses died?
Yeah.
Bro,
That's
how much do you guys think jockeys make? How much do you think the winning jockey of the Kentucky Derby makes?
Kentucky Derby. 60,000.
That's a little more than that. So it's 186,000, but they tip 25% to their agent and 5% to the valet who prepared the gear. So they 30% of 186,000.
I gotta be a jockey agent. 25%. You know what NFL agents get? Like 3%.
3. Like 3. If you're an elite agent, like what's his name, Boras, you're probably gonna get 5%.
Maybe. Well, I mean, he's probably taking 3 because he's getting friggin'.
Yeah, but I mean, you're getting 3% of even on the lower end, like an $8 million contract. Like this is 25% of 186,000. Like,
yeah, nobody's disagreeing with you. We understand why the percentage is low.
Make that one commission, dude. We're good.
25% is still pretty good money, and you don't even have to do anything. You just have to pick a horse and a dude.
I'm just gonna fly to Puerto Rico and start telling people if they want to ride horses and get rich doing it.
You have 0 horses.
No, not for me. I'm an agent. So, I put people together.
I was gonna save this for the rabbit hole, but look this up for me, Eric. How much does horse sperm cost? Like quality horse sperm. I think it's like 4.8.
Comfortable googling this.
4.8 million. Oh yeah.
And
dude,
then after that, Google where to buy horse sperm, my area.
4.7 million.
Horse sperm can kill a human man.
4.7 million for the sperm, right?
Hold on. Let me just read the headline here.
Go ahead.
Oh, dude, you got to pay for this? Fuck you, Business Insider. Anyway, it says horse semen is one of the most expensive liquids on the planet. A gallon of gold medal winning Big Star semen is worth 4.7 million.
I don't feel like we needed that many.
How much do horses?
The descriptors were amazing.
That's like a Chinese restaurant in like a strip mall.
It's like those menus.
One super happy Chinese.
It's those menus that pay you per word. Right. My God, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, so I had looked this up. I don't know why I looked this up. I think I might have saw a video or some shit. And I was just like, 4.8 million for some horse sperm.
Eric, Google the video how they get horse sperm.
Dude, listen. I was wondering, like, okay, 4.7 million for a gallon. So I Googled, and it took me a couple. I was like, how much does, dude, on average, about 8.4 ounces per fucking ejaculation.
8.4 ounces?
Yeah.
And what, 64 ounces in a gallon? So it's about 8 loads that you're getting? Yeah. Well, about 7 loads.
But horses can only ejaculate about every 2 to 3 days. So it's like a process.
64 ounces is a gallon. They produce 4 ounces every
time. I heard 8.4.
8.4 ounces every time.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
a glass. That's a glass of water.
Oh my God, dude.
Sorry, lady horse.
Yo, we should make a bet where the loser has to get cummed on by a horse, dude.
Nah, I'm out. I don't care if I know 100% I can win the bet. I'm not risking any of that.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
Aren't
you the captain of like the worst bet in history?
Yeah, but at least I wasn't covered in horse semen.
I mean, it's pretty comparable.
Gout and horse semen are basically the same thing.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, let's move into this goddamn pop culture pick'em. God damn it,
dude!
How did we get sidetracked here?
My whole goal has been to pop Eric because he was grumpy to start the episode. I've got him a few times now.
I'm not grumpy though. I'm just tired, bro. All right, let's move into the pop culture so we can keep this show rolling. So today's top 5 fictional events you'd like to witness in real life. Movies, books you've read. cartoons. It doesn't matter. It's a fictional event, and you wish you could witness it in real life. Today's order is me, number 1, Nick, number 2, and Jermaine will close us out with the third pick. For number 1, I wish I would have been there live to see the submarine chase thing in the Fast and the Furious 10 or whatever it was. That would have been epic.
That's a good one. All right, so my first pick is you had to be there when amateur golfer Happy Gilmore took on Shooter McGavin the final round of the Tour Championship. It's to get the green jacket. Right? And that's Shooter was the odds-on favorite. That's much-watched golf TV.
So if that's happening in real life, you've been following the story. Are you putting money on Happy Gilmore?
Absolutely.
In a playoff? Yeah.
In the value? Absolutely. You probably got
dude, as soon as the TV tower falls, all these stupid sportsbooks are voiding my bets.
That's true.
But Happy do be winning on bullshit, so I might call like a TV tower falling. Really, really win that money.
So we're going fictional events that I'd like to be there for, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking crazy. Let's see. I want to be there when. Oh, I want to be the captain of a battleship in the movie Battleship.
The one that dies, though?
Yeah, why not? Because I'll get a ship named after me and live on in infamy.
Okay.
So Battleship, yeah, I'm a captain of ship in Battleship. I love that movie. If someone tells me it's not good, I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. So I want to be there as well when the president gives a speech in Independence Day and just gives me the world's biggest boner so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Yeah, I want to be there for that speech, and then I want to immediately get into a fighter jet to fucking fight the aliens.
Yeah. So speaking of battles, I want to be there at the Battle of Hoth. Listen, if they're going to offer betting odds, I'll take the Rebels too all day. Ad-ads don't scare me.
Ad-ads gonna get in that ass.
Yep. For at least a little bit. My bet's going to be live. I think my bet's going to be lost for a while. But they'll come back.
You said the Battle of Hoth?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Hoth. Hoth.
Like goth, but with an H.
Right.
Just making sure, because I would have put like Haugh and got yelled at. So, all right, let's see here.
Sounds like I'm peeing.
Man, I didn't think of this through, huh? I would have liked to have been at the All-Stars versus Monstars. Michael
good.
Jordan versus
Great pick.
the Monstars.
Great pick.
Great pick. Great wine too. Great selection there in the Malbec, JC.
That was Eric. Old Shooter McGavin himself. Old Shooter McGavin himself, dude.
And then yeah, I'm trying to think here. I would have loved to witness the accident in Talladega Nights, but not the actual accident, the one in training where he's running around thinking he's on fire. That would have been absolutely hilarious to witness.
No, that's at a race, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a fictional event. I mean, if I can't pick it because Talladega Nights is it's a real race, then I'll move on to the next
movie.
So no go on that one.
Yeah, Talladega Nights is good.
That's good. Yeah, for sure.
Following up Eric's Talladega Nights, dude. Airbud. Imagine how crazy it would be to see a dog balling out.
What are you talking about? I watch Jimmy Butler regularly. I'm watching him right now.
A golden retriever.
Oh, okay. Not a dog, but a dog.
and then I'm saying like Airbud, but like once Airbud, like I want to see him. Like I'm gonna follow his story because isn't he on the football field too? and he's soccer, and he's baseball.
They made one of every sport. Yeah,
he does everything.
Yeah, he's a once in a generation talent.
He really is.
So I want to.
Deion Sanders.
I'm actually gonna take another space themed event here. I want to be present as a sergeant of Rico's Rough Riders when they capture the big brain alien to study him. Shout out Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Amazing.
Fantastic movie. Yeah. Can always watch it. And then also,
you want to live forever?
I want to be the chosen fighter in Mortal Kombat who has to defend our realm from Shao Kahn.
Okay. Very
or
good.
Or Shang Tsung, or I'll fight Goro.
Those are two fantastic picks.
Wait, so just a Mortal Kombat battle, like just any battle, or like?
No, I want to be the warrior that represents Earth. You just put Mortal Kombat, dog. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat Defender of Earth or some shit like that.
I want to be there at the battle where we see for the first time dragons get used in Game of Thrones. I don't really want to choose a side necessarily. But, like, imagine, like, you're sitting off to the side or you're sitting in the castle and you're like, what is that? And you're like, oh, my God. Is that a dragon?
You just happen to fucking be there.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit. Or, like, imagine, like, you woke up late, like, you missed your alarm, you're, like, running to the battlefield. Like, don't worry, guys, I'm coming to support the infantry. We can take on this cavalry. What the fuck?
Oh, that's great, dude. That's great.
All right, so my last two picks here. I'll go the Avengers scene in New York when they all, they do that.
Wait. When in Endgame where they finally say Avengers assemble and then you go toe to toe with the Thanos' horde, or
that's in New York, right? Because that's where the offices are.
Yeah, it's like upstate New York, though.
Oh, okay. The one where Captain America picks up the goddamn hammer. Like,
yeah, okay, that's what I just want, because there's also the one in New York City where Iron Man.
Can change. I'll just put Avengers Endgame battle.
Yeah. We both figured you meant the one with Cap grabbing the hammer.
Yeah. And then for my last one. Oh, man, this is tough. I have so many on my list. I don't know what to pick.
Probably one of them.
Yeah, I'd go with that one as well.
I hate you both so much.
Generally not going to benefit anybody to pick something off the list.
I wish I could experience like the Matrix, like being the one. I just get plugged in.
That's a great pick. How is that not number one, Eric?
Because it was still available at number 5. So
I know what my number 5 is.
Fifth and final pick. I'm going with a member of the crew of the Odyssey. So the voyage of the Odyssey. I don't want to be the dude, but I also want to be the dude that dies, right?
Are you talking about Odysseus?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, yo, I hope I know what this is. All right, so I saved my best for last. I want to be a criminal with a kryptonite bullet and then a clip of regular bullets after that. And I want to be present for the Batman versus Superman fight where they both figure out their mother's name is Martha and they stop. And right as they're both figuring it out, they're both Martha. It's kryptonite bullet to the dome of Superman and bullet to the dome of Ben Affleck Batman, because that is god awful writing. And I gotta end that shit, dog.
Well, no, you wouldn't be a criminal at that point. You'd be a hero.
I'd be the hero the world needed, not the one they wanted. Oh man, I could not believe that was the script choice you made. I was just like, holy shit, this is flimsy. And then I'll go.
That name.
And then I'll go take on Doomsday by myself. Pimp slap his ass around, bro.
Pimp.
What you laughing at, Eric?
I'm gonna kill Superman and Batman, and then I'm gonna go put fucking Doom in a fucking sleeper hold. That's
Sleeper hold. You already knew, bro. Sleeper hold, bro. The most feared move in pro sports, dog.
Honorable mention. I want to be there in 2026. Madden 2014 Madden. The year was 2026. I want to see the Cleveland Browns finally overcome the hump and led by an excellent defense, by a defensive battle, win the Super Bowl.
The D coordinator came to play, the opposite of all Rich Gannon. It's Rich Gannon, right, Eric? The Eagles D coordinator? Jonathan Gannon.
Jonathan Gannon, yeah. I was like, Rich Gannon was a quarterback, wasn't he?
Quarterback, right? Yeah.
I was confused for a second. What?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. That fucking Super Bowl versus the Cowboys. We denied the Cowboys another Super Bowl. That was great, dude. It was fantastic. Suck my butt, Tony Romo. He wasn't ready for those blitz packages I was throwing at him. He didn't understand. He was just like, I've never seen this defense before.
And I want to be there for every Huston Duff catch ever.
Bro, elite, Hall of Fame, third-round draft pick, steal Huston Duff, bro. He had superstar traits as a wide receiver, Eric. We drafted him. We drafted him at.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
but it was that like the season that you guys ran or a career that you guys.
It was our dynasty. It was our dynasty mode in Madden. What Madden was it? It was old as fuck.
I don't know. It didn't have Gronk on the cover.
I thought it was Peyton Hillis. You had.
Was it Peyton Hillis?
I don't remember. Dude.
I think it was Madden 16.
It was old. No, it was older than that because we started playing in 17, 18. Because I think you had like 12 or 13. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We drafted a wide receiver, white boy, 6'5" wide receiver, had sub 4.4 speed and was just eating on the outside, bro.
You could throw a ball up to him and he would come
high
down.
point, bro.
How did he fall to the third? Was he hanging around Riley Cooper or something?
No,
he played for a small school.
He fell to third because he's white and a skill player, but we snatched him up.
Bro, we had some epic drafts in consecutive order, but could not win the next Super Bowl. We only got like 3 seasons in, but we kept getting bounced by the Pittsburgh fucking Steelers, bro.
That was
dude, Steelers on all Madden, no joke. Nick was good for 8 interceptions a game.
That was prime Big Ben and prime Troy and all them, right? And Harris
and AB, AB, Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, we got fucking smoked.
That was the 3 Bs. Yeah, I mean, it made sense why we were getting smoked.
And we had one year where we were dog shit our first 2 years, like bad. I think we went 3-13 our first year playing all Madden. Like it was bad.
We were getting our asses whooped. We didn't have talent anywhere on the field. Like
our first game, we played the Green Bay Packers, and I think lost 62-3 because it was my first time playing all Madden. It was not good.
And Nick was on offense, and instead of taking the 7-yard completion, he would roll out of the pocket with Josh fucking McCown.
Dude, it's a Rex Grossman offense.
He'd run out with Josh McCown and sling it downfield, and I'm like, yo.
It would always underthrow the wide receiver and get picked off, but many a controller lost their life in that Room 303.
Oh, man. We got a Super Bowl, though. Shout out Spence for being the worst special teams
ever.
Could not count on a field goal. Nope. If you were in field goal range, you could not count on it.
Nope.
All right, Eric, read back these lists, and we'll hop into our main topics for today.
All right, so top 5 fictional events you'd like to witness in real life. I had the first pick. I went with Fast and the Furious submarine chase, Jordan versus the Monstars, the Talladega Nights, I'm on Fire scene, Avengers Endgame battle, and The Matrix. Nick had second. He went Happy Gomer versus Shooter in the final. Battle of Hoth, Air Bud. He just wants to see a dog ball out. Game of Thrones, the first dragon battle, and be a member of the Odyssey voyage. Jermaine had third. Captain a ship in the Battleship movie. That'd be lit. That movie was actually really good. Independence Day, President's Speech, also a good movie. Sergeant of Rico's Rough Riders. Don't know what that is.
Starship Troopers, Eric. Starship Troopers.
Oh, Eric.
Never saw that, dude. That's one that slipped by me.
You've never seen Starship Troopers and you're my roommate?
No.
Yeah.
All right, as soon as we hang up, we're watching that movie right now.
Jermaine, you have failed. You have failed him.
Bro, it's like one of the best movies from the 90s. That's crazy.
Was it even the 90s? I don't think it was.
It was the 90s.
1997.
Come on now, dog. That's my jam. I know. Go ahead.
All right. He wants to be a defender of Earth in Mortal Kombat and a criminal present for Batman versus Superman. More specifically, he wants to have a kryptonite bullet loaded, followed by a regular bullet loaded, so that he can cap both Superman and Batman, and then go put Doom in a sleeper hold on his own.
Yeah, bro. Look. If there was any other writing for the reason they stopped fighting, other than them just being like, "Wait, your mom's Martha? Yeah, my mom's name's Martha. No, my mom's name's Martha. Did we just become best friends?" That's the worst fucking story I've ever seen written, bro. That's so fucking wild. It was like these people have been writing comic books for 60 to 70 years, and they're devoid of creativity now that was what they fucking came up with.
Wow.
I was blown away. I've never been so annoyed because I was like, this was your chance to strike. This was a brilliant choice to come out with. Batman versus Superman was a great choice. And they fucking ruined it by making it a Lois Lane movie.
Yep.
She was in that movie way too much. It has nothing to do with her as an actor because she's a fantastic actress. She's a fantastic actress, and I thought she had a good Lois Lane, but fuck me. It's called Batman and Superman. God damn it, dude. Anyways, that's my soapbox on that movie. Let's get into the UCL semis. You ready, boys?
See.
Do you have the odds? Anybody have the odds up?
Yeah.
I mean, what do we do with this? I already picked Man City to win it all. Man City's winning it all.
Yeah, that's pretty true, actually. But all right, so we'll get into this, right? So welcome to the UCL semifinals, right? So 2 games. Eric's got it pulled up on your screen. Real Madrid will play Man City tomorrow at noon Eastern. And then on Wednesday, AC Milan will take on Inter Milan in a Champions League derby. So we'll start with Real Madrid and Manchester City. So these teams have met. They met twice last year, with Real winning I think it was in Real. Hold on. Let me see this game real quick.
This is the first leg, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm. This is the first leg. So Real won there. They played last year in the Champions League. Real won. Oh, it bounced me ahead. You mothers. Let me navigate back. What do you guys have on this game? Well, I have to jump ahead in this. I have to refind it.
Erling Haaland, anytime goal scorer.
That's been the bet that's been propelling you ahead.
Yeah, so I'll take that. I love this matchup because Real Madrid, as poorly as they play in La Liga this season, they seem to be very good in every other competition, right? So they just won the Copa del Rey by beating Osasuna 2-1. The one goal they conceded to Osasuna was a brilliant strike from like way out the box. After a cross from one side went to the other side. Yeah, it's minus money, baby.
That's crazy.
So
minus money.
Yeah, so it went to one side, back to the middle, and then through, and ended up being minus 125. So, sorry, not minus 125. Ended up tying the game, and then Vinny Jr. Got the lead and the ultimate winner at 2-1. So shout out Real for securing a trophy this season because they're definitely not winning La Liga. So you got what you needed, or do I need to fill?
You remember the last year in the semifinals, 2021-2022, Man City jumped out in Manchester the first game. They won 4-3. Real Madrid had that incredible comeback, right, to win 3-1 in Madrid and advance in extra time on aggregate 6-5. These teams have actually played each other 9 times in the last several seasons. Out of those 9 meetings, Real have won 3, Manchester City have won 4, and 2 of them have ended in a draw. Like Jermaine was talking about, Real's last 5 matches have not gone very well. Right? They have won 3 and lost 2, while Manchester City has rolled along. In their last 5 games, Manchester City has scored at least 2 goals and has not allowed more than 1, all Premier League games, by the way. Is 5-0 in those games. So in terms of points per game, Real is averaging 2.4 goals per game in home matches. In the Champions League this year, Manchester City is averaging 2.33 points per game away. Both teams to score in their games, a little betting nugget, has happened 78% of the time.
That's my favorite bet. So actually, I'm real upset because I was absentmindedly talking about the UCLs last time, and I picked Chelsea and Real for both teams to score, and I actually wanted City versus – who did City play in the last round?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern. That's the game I wanted both teams to score. That's actually the game that both teams did score. And I watched that game thinking I had that bet, and then I went to go check the head-to-head, and I was just like, oh, shit. I have I had Chelsea. Why did I? Right. I literally opened the podcast by saying fade Chelsea and then bet on Chelsea. So both teams to score. I'll take that, Eric, at minus 175. I'll take the minus 125 Erling Haaland anytime goal scorer. And I actually – this is so interesting because I want to fade Real Madrid, but I feel like that's going to trap me. So I'll take the draw at plus 270.
So I'm going to go the opposite of Jermaine. You can't count this Real team out, and I know it. These are the matches where we're saying Man City's been playing so great. I'm going to go Real to win at plus 220. I'm also going to take both teams to score. And I love the Haaland anytime goal scorer.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of my head-to-head picks.
There is
so,
a little.
So that means he's not going to score, by the way, ladies.
Yeah, there is a little bit of revenge game here for last year, and Real Madrid is not going to be able to do what they did last year against Man City. So, Eric, you seem to be circling something but not talking. Eric is saying.
Tell us what you're.
Man City 3-2 is what he likes. Man City to win 3-2. That's plus 1,600.
So you're taking that bet, Eric, the 3-2?
So I would take that so that next week I could take Real to actually win and advance because they only win and advance when they're cornered or coming from behind. So I think they come from behind next week to win and advance. So I would take that right there, 3-2 at plus 1,600. And then I will take Real Madrid plus 235 to advance.
In Manchester. Okay.
All right, you're taking Real plus 235 to advance. I love it, dude. Hang on to that hate.
Wow.
It's motivation in the gym, bro.
And I'm also doing Erling Haaland not to score. That's possible.
I think that is possible, actually. You might have to find goals and then take under. Yeah, I'm taking anytime goal scorer for one of my head-to-head picks, so that's perfectly fine. So, anyone got anything else on this? Do we not like any Real Madrid goal scorers? Karim Benzema's an absolute ace in UCL.
So what's the under, or what's the over under on here, Eric?
That's a great question. Let's see.
Total
So they have
regular time. Go to total goals regular time. Scroll down. Total goals regular time. I kind of like. Oh man, the under 3.5 is minus 225. I don't hate the under 3.5. Eric is pointing to the over 4.5 based on his score line. That's plus 400.
I'd take that head-to-head, Eric.
You want me to put that in the head-to-head?
Yo, take it.
My head-to-head record's been god awful lately.
You cannot hit. You cannot go with an over 4.5.
There could be a bet that says the sky will be blue tomorrow, and I'll wake up and the bitch will be red for some reason.
That's pretty funny. All right, so we'll head to the other matchup here. AC Milan plays Inter Milan. Obviously, Serie A rivals. They have played each other 4 times in the UCL, though. Once in the semifinals in 2002-2003, with Milan winning 1-1 on away goals. And once again, the year after that, or the 2 years after that, 2004-2005, in the quarterfinals, in which Milan won 5-0, and it wasn't close. However, since they are Serie A competitors, they played each other twice in Serie A this year. Inter Milan won 3-0 in the first derby, and then they won 1-0 in February in the second derby. The last 34 times these teams have met, AC Milan have won 8 matches, Inter Milan have won 18, and 8 have ended in a draw. So Milan is just as likely to win as to draw the match. Their last 5 matches, AC Milan has been pretty disappointing. They're 2 wins and 3 draws. Inter Milan, on the other hand, has not been disappointing. They are 5-0. They have only allowed 1 goal in their last 5 games. In the previous matches between AC Milan have averaged 2.5 goals, and both teams to score has only happened 44% of the time. Based on that, I mean, Inter Milan at 150, I'll take that right off the bat.
Yeah. I will submit my Eden Dzeko anytime scorer at plus 240. I like to bang that drum. I think very highly of him as an individual. Also, I'm looking right here at Olivier Giroud plus 260. I would probably wait to find out if he starts, but Olivier Giroud, he's been quiet as far as my radar goes lately. And most that means what was that?
Most clutch player of all time.
Olivier Giroud. Come on now. That's Ronaldo. Don't do my man like
Headband.
that.
Headband Giroud.
All right. Headband Giroud and Ronaldo. I give that's real close. Headband Giroud is a legend. You could write a comic book about him.
The 3 most dangerous seasons in soccer are Erling Haaland off a bounce, Giroud with the headband, and Ronaldo when the fans tease him. That's the 3 most dangerous strikers in the world right there, because they're guaranteed to score a goal.
Bro, do not put Ronaldo down and allow him extra time.
Do not mess with goats. How often do we have to say it?
I don't understand. Dylan Brooks doesn't have a job now because of it. Honestly, this one's fascinating. I was looking at the no goal score, right? So I know I just submitted Eden Dzeko and Olivier Giroud as anytime goal scorers, but the no goal scorer at plus 800. And I wonder, can you potentially, Eric, I don't know if you can, but can you parlay no goal scorer with a draw?
Eric, make sure you choose anytime goal scorer or no goal scorer. Or Do last score, no goal score.
I don't know why they have 3 options for it. It's in that list, Eric. So if you go right to where Olivier Giroud is and go down 2, no goal score yet. So they're all the same odds.
Cannot.
Oh, you sons of bitches. Well, look, I don't know. I'm not taking that, but I feel like one of these 2 games is drawing.
Very interesting.
What was that?
If your book can do it, that's very interesting.
100%. One of these 2 games is finishing in a draw. I don't know why. I feel it in my balls, and I'll be wrong when we talk about this next week. But that'll be behind me, bro. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you have to realize the past has already happened. And your choice is the future. Free will is not the past. The past happened. Free will is only the future. So just live in the present.
I guess.
That's some sagely shit, bro. What you talking about? Everyone's always worried about the past, and that's what dictates their future decisions. And then everyone's miserable in the present. If you just live by my shit. Yeah,
you want me to write down draw for you, right? Like that. You want me to count that for next week, or were you just saying that's what you feel in your nuts, but you're not going to put it down on paper?
I already have 1 draw on the other game, so I'm not going to do it. Actually, give me a draw on this one. Fuck it, plus 220. Why not? I don't think either of these teams is particularly that great. I think that the winner of this matchup will lose the next round. So most likely, whoever wins this will win it all.
Trying to find you a no goal scorer, but I can't find it on here, unfortunately, on the same game parlays.
Oh, no goal scorer? Yeah. I don't think they would give me a draw and no goal scorer because the odds would just be infinitely boosted right there.
Oh, that's lame.
What happened?
The DraftKings won't let you build that into a parlay. So I was taking 0-0 and then trying to take the draw, but it wouldn't work.
You know what they should do, and we'll have to say, hey, you bill us when you still are a deal at DraftKings, but they should charge people a membership, and you can have levels to it, right?
There's levels to the shit.
To the membership, and if you pay for a high enough membership, you can parlay whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Now that's recurring income from a business perspective, right? And then that allows bettors who are crazy enough the ability to cook up whatever their wildest dreams can imagine,
and rich enough too.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Everyone lives out of their means in the world anyway, so.
Right.
Here's looking at everyone in DC.
And then, Eric, what does a Real Madrid Inter Milan parlay pay me?
Just money line them.
Yeah, just money line them.
Oops. And Milan. Oh, you said Inter. Inter plus 700.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in as well.
Wow. Submit that for your head-to-head pick, Nick.
Okay. About to put it right now.
They both play tomorrow, or is it one day tomorrow?
One plays Wednesday.
All right, perfect. Both 12 p.m. start times? Perfect.
Correct.
I'm going to be in and out of the office tomorrow, so I can be back for lunch to watch that. And then just to be mad at Paramount Plus for not loading on my television.
We hear it it's a tale as old as time.
I don't know why. It just doesn't load on the television. I cannot wrap my head around it, dude. Congratulations. You've won Paramount Plus. All right, so any other UCL talk? Any of you boys bold enough to declare a winner of this contest? Right now. You got 4 teams left.
It's going to be Man City.
One of the Italian teams wins. No, hear me out. Hear me out. The last time Argentina won the World Cup, Napoli won the Scudetto. Inter won Champions League. AC won Europa League, and Fiorentina won whatever nonsense league they're in. Whatever like the interleague tournament is, like we have the FA Cup in England, and whatever that one is for Italy, and all 4 teams. Argentina won the World Cup.
Italia.
Yeah, the Coppa Italia. There we go. Fiorentina's in the semifinal for that. Argentina won the World Cup. Inter and AC Milan are in the Champions League final. So I think it means only the Europa League is the one that's not going to get repeated. But I think we're repeating history, and one of these Italian teams. I have to go back and look who. I'll bet it right now. I'll lock it in. Let me just find out what team it was that won when Argentina won the last World Cup, and I'll put that team to win it. What was it, 88?
That's a great question. I thought it was earlier than that with Maradona, right?
1986.
86, yeah.
All right, so 86 Champions League winner.
It'll be the European Cup.
Wait, what?
Damn, it wasn't even the Champions League at that time. Yeah, this argument's getting flimsy. I love it though. We remember that NCAA parlay we built based on the like 15 years before.
Yeah, a team from Romania won it.
Yeah, it wasn't
86.
I got it. Yeah, it's FCSB. I don't even know if they're still a team, but I'll go look up this.
That sounds like a club I was a part of in Diego Garcia.
Yeah, 100%. Juventus won the 1985 European Cup.
Maybe that's what it was.
That
I don't know. Let me go back and find it because Juventus isn't in anything. But let me go back and find this article I read, and it's like history's repeating itself.
Eric, did you like this article?
No.
Look, you ain't gotta find the article. Just lock it in. Who you got winning?
Pick your Italian team to win.
Inter or AC?
I'll go AC.
No, that's the worst of the two.
I'll go AC.
Oh boy, that's a doozy.
What are the odds
to win it all? Yeah, I want to know this now.
So
you're not sharing anymore.
Hold on, let me see. I can pull it up.
That's fine. No, just tell us. You don't have to share it.
Team futures.
Oh, they're both plus 700.
Yeah, they're both plus 700. Real's plus 350.
Well,
Man City's minus 165.
Put $1,000 on it.
No, I'm not putting $1,000 on it.
So speaking of $1,000, Nick, I hit up Nick. What was it? It was like the first or second week of April, right?
Yeah.
And I sent Nick on this mission because we couldn't find it anywhere. I was searching for it, so I was just like, let me tag in my tag team partner. We'll figure it out, bro. God bless the Hardy Boys. So we went in full search mode for Manchester United not to finish in the top 4.
Couldn't find it.
Apparently, you can't find that bet anywhere.
And apparently, you can't email DraftKings either and get them to. Normally, you can email books. I know you can email 5 Dimes and get them to give you odds on a bet.
5 Dimes is like, you want this bet? Hold on, we're gonna go generate some odds. We'll take your money, you fucking bum. But then they got
freaking turned around. Dude, I bet they worked in cubicles. And they're like, hey, what do you think? What do you think, man? What do you think the odds would be on this?
Bro, it's just some dude just making up numbers in a cubicle.
He's like, great question. 1,500.
I would love to have that job, bro. Oh, that's so ridiculous. Wait, are we waiting on Eric to look something up still or no?
Correction. I apologize. I don't know how the fuck I got Argentina into this mix. It has nothing to do with Argentina. It's the last time Napoli won, 1990, when Napoli won the Scudetto. So let's see who won 1990.
What is the Scudetto? Is that what they call the Serie A title?
Yeah.
What does Scudetto mean?
Eric's wrong, probably.
How do you spell
Oh,
that?
the champion was AC Milan in 1990. So it's AC Milan, Fiorentina, Juventus, which is in the Europa League, and the Scudetto, which has already been claimed by Napoli. So everything's on track to finish like it did in 1990. I do not know where I got Argentina from that. I finally found the article, but yeah, it's
AC Milan. You locked it in plus 700.
Yes,
Put
sir.
some money on it, dude.
I mean, we'll talk post show.
So that's a no.
We'll talk post show, dude.
I want to know how you got Argentina in this, boy, bro.
I have no idea, dude. Maybe
Ladies,
Napoli had similar colors to the Argentinian uniform when they won the World Cup.
Nope.
I don't know.
Germany won it in 1990.
No, I'm saying similar to the Argentina uniform.
That's what it was. A bunch of Germans went to Argentina after World War II. That's your connection, Eric.
There it is. There it is.
just a long way around. Ladies and gentlemen, public service announcement. Dyslexia is a very real thing. If it remains untreated, it can affect your life. So please take it serious and seek help.
Yeah, like picking the winner but not betting on it. That's how it affects you.
All right, you boys got anything else for UCL coverage?
Nothing for me.
No, sir.
Awesome. I just found out that I should have got a trackpad instead of a mouse, but sometimes you just pay for things you don't realize in the heat of it. You just gotta deal with the crisis you're dealt. All right. Let's not get too heavy-handed and heavy-winded into these NHL and NBA playoff series, but I will go ahead and present a few things for us to look at, and then we'll just discuss one off, and then we'll keep pushing. So, Golden Knights are currently up 4-1 on the Edmonton Oilers. It's just 3:50 left in the second. How do you guys see that series closing out?
I picked the Knights, so good job, Knights.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm coupled to three of the hardest teams to root for right now: the New Jersey Devils, the Maple Leafs, the Oilers, and the Kraken. For some reason, I've become the champion of the underdog in the NHL, and I've been doing pretty well season-wise. But right now in the playoffs, I'd be hard-pressed to tell you that each of those teams is advancing. In fact, it's probably none of those teams are advancing. The Kraken looking like the best option out of it. I do want to make that point on the Kraken. You remember when Nick, you remember when Vegas was making that run in their first season and they ended up in the Stanley Cup Finals? And we just kept saying, like, every team they played, we just said, no, they're going to lose. The Golden Knights, it's a nice story. It's a nice story. It's a nice story.
Right.
And then finally it was more than just a nice story. It was the story.
Right.
How do you feel about me declaring the Kraken just like that?
No, I don't like it.
Why?
It's their second season. Who cares anymore? It's not magical. And this has no bias because they beat the Avs.
All right. I figured that was coming, but first of all, surprise. What's a bigger surprise, the Carolina Hurricanes or the Florida Panthers?
The Florida Panthers won the President's Trophy last year, so I'd say the Carolina Hurricanes still performing. I picked the Devils to win this series, so the Carolina Hurricanes still performing, even though two of their best players are out. That's a surprise.
It wasn't the Hurricanes who won the President's Trophy last year?
Nope. It's the Panthers.
Did the Hurricanes win a President's Trophy recently? No, they did not, huh?
I don't even know if the Hurricanes have ever won a President's Trophy, to be perfectly honest.
Okay. No, I'm just a curious and wondering on that one. Yeah, I have to agree, man. Florida Panthers up 3-0. It helps that Toronto's goalie gets hurt, right, in game 3 and completely kind of changes the momentum of that game. But you still had to capitalize. You still had to force OT. So
I think the Leafs are done. Right? You lose in overtime like that. That's a backbreaker.
Yeah, that's one of those ego death blows where the confidence of the coach, of the team, of the organization, of the dude who sells hot dogs is shot. There is no one left believing. There is not a single soul. You saw it when they showed. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jurassic Park, where the Toronto Raptors play, is that right next to the Toronto Maple Leafs stadium?
Might be. Is it not the same place?
Yeah, I think that courtyard area is the same thing. When they pan to those Toronto Maple Leafs fans after that overtime winning goal,
yeah,
wow, I would hate to be the kid birthed on that night because somebody's getting knocked up, dude, and it's just out of sadness. Shout out to Toronto Maple Leafs for at least getting rid of Nick's favorite stat.
Yes, thank God.
Thank God. So now we don't have to hear him church this up anymore. It was best time to bring it up is when he's not here to defend the stat. So the Toronto Maple Leafs have now had more first round series wins than the Atlanta Thrashers since what was it? When were they defunct?
2012.
No,
right? Is that
late?
Well, that's what
they stopped being a franchise in 2011.
2011.
Oh,
okay. You were closer than I. I thought it was 2006. Either way, Toronto Maple Leafs, shout out for winning out of the first round. But when your four top dudes don't generate points, like you're not gonna win. So, it's so funny how teams that have won the President's Trophy play so much better when they don't have the President's Trophy. Because this Florida Panthers team was trash last year in the playoffs. And I was just like, I'm out on the Florida Panthers, and now they're proving me wrong. You guys got any other talking points on these NHL playoffs?
I mean, it would be an incredible Maple Leafs thing to do to come back from 3 down to win. They were the first team to do it, but that was when there were like 6 teams in the league. So we'll see.
Wow, they were the first team to do it. Look, I agree with I'm going to steal what you said today. If they do come back 4-0,
there's no way they're not winning a cup.
That's it, bro. It's a wrap. Like it's barbecue chicken. They're going straight to the cup. It's you feel invincible at that point. You feel invincible. It's crazy. All right. If we have no other NHL talking points other than Draisaitl is just an absolute savage, bro. I know Connor McDavid's the dude, but sometimes I sit there and I'm like, yo, is Leon Draisaitl better? I have to ask that question sometimes. Go ahead.
Real quick, I don't know if anybody can verify this for me, but what I'm reading here is the last Canadian team to win a Stanley Cup was the Canadiens. The 1993 Canadiens were the last Canadian team.
That is correct. Yeah, that's why when we did the NHL preview.
Yeah, you picked an all final.
I picked an all Canadian final because of that, right? So it's 30 years later, it's anniversary. I think Edmonton's fantastic. I thought Toronto was fantastic. And here I am with
flat, dude. 30 years and the Canadian team hasn't won a Stanley Cup Finals. Bunch of bumps.
Yeah, they invented the sport and then we took it from them.
Yeah,
that means America's 30-0 in the last 30 years. Pussies.
Well, here's the thing: it's just poorly run organizations. It's not. The best players are still Canadian. Like there's a 17-year-old with 143 points right now.
Yo, I just read they were the last team that was all North American-born players to win too. Since '94, at least one foreign player one non-North American player has been on a Stanley Cup final. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, like Russian, Swedish, Czech Republic.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. You know who I've been having a blast watching this postseason? It's Yamamoto for the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh yeah, he's a good player.
Bro, he's so undersized, and I just see him laying dudes out, bro. Like, what? He be putting hits on people randomly. I'm like, yo, you cannot get knocked down by Yamamoto, bro. That's embarrassing. All right, Eric, any thoughts on the NBA Finals postseason that's going on right now?
No, all the second round series are still pretty locked in. The only one that's really taken a leap is the Heat are up 3-1 on the Knicks. Philly and Boston are tied at 2-2. Denver and the Suns are tied at 2-2. We are currently in the first quarter of Game 4 for the Lakers and Warriors. The Lakers are up 2-1. So I fully expect this to get tied up at 2-2, which your dream will come true. It means more playoff basketball minus the Miami and Knicks. I think that ends next game.
Yeah, so first of all, Jimmy Butler is my favorite player, so I love the fact that he's just eating the league's ass like this. This is going to be – so he got to the finals in the bubble championship. They had a down year after that. Then they had the Eastern Conference Finals run last year, and now it's looking almost guaranteed like it's going to be another Eastern Conference Finals run. So love to see that. Hate to see a series end in 5 when you can get 7. 7 is the magic number. Game 7, 2 best words in all of sports. That's why I root for chaos in the NHL as well. Like, even if I want my team to win, I still want it to go 7. Like, Maple Leafs, Oilers, Kraken, Devils. Like, I want them all to win, but I want them to win in 7. So that's what I root for. I always root for multiple games. Unless it's the Bulls, then it's sweep, 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 and the first ever to do it. So that's the goal. Jimmy Butler and Devin Booker have been absolutely outrageous this postseason. Just taking over ball games and being elite. Jimmy Butler bounced the Milwaukee Bucks, which has now put the Milwaukee Bucks in an interesting purgatory that's also involved a news report. I think Eric was the one who broke this to me, but Brian Windhorst broke the news. The Knicks are linked to a potential Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, which is – go ahead.
Yeah, it was Brian Windhorst. And, I mean, you never know, but that guy he's called a lot of things right in the past. So
of the reporters, he's arguably the most trustworthy, right? He does not report it unless there's legit validity to it. I don't know if the Knicks have the assets to make that come to fruition, but my goodness, Giannis and the Big Apple would be something special. Him and Jalen Brunson would be something special. I want to shout out the Denver Nuggets and the Phoenix Suns. It's the best series in the second round right now, and it's the least series that anyone is talking about, right? There's LeBron versus Steph, so obviously that one's going to trump all. That's a matchup that's defined the last decade of basketball. And, you have Heat Knicks. The Heat Knicks have a long storied history, including a series where the Knicks had so many players suspended, they had to stagger the suspensions between Game 6 and Game 7. Because so many people were suspended, and they did it alphabetically because so many players were suspended, right? So that was a Heat Knicks series. So to see them get nitty gritty in Game 3 really kind of opened the memory floodgates. So that was super awesome. And then last but not least, you have the Celtics versus Sixers. Look, when those two teams are healthy, they deliver instant classic playoff series. James Harden is literally in get the proverbial monkey off my back mode right now. He's like 2 stinkers, but he has won 2 games for the Philadelphia 76ers and has dropped 40 in both those games. The Boston Celtics have got to be sick with themselves for having a coach that doesn't use timeouts, for having a team that decides to run the clock all the way down before initiating their offense. They miss rotations. It's boneheaded turnover after boneheaded turnover. And Jaylen Brown starts every single game red fucking hot. And the Celtics just forget he exists on their team, and they put him in a corner, and they run their offense for everyone else but Jaylen Brown. I understand he has arguably the worst handles in the league. This is a hill I've been dying on for 24 months now. Eric is literally upset every time that dude dribbles now because I pointed it out, and it's just tainted what it is. I think, what was the stat that I gave you, Eric? It was 25 assists to 22 turnovers in the first 3 games of the Philly Sixers series.
Yeah.
Yo, that's awful. That is, in case you don't know basketball, that's awful.
So just real quick, while you're talking about the Sixers, Celtics, this is the only thing I want to interject here. When you talk about MVP in basketball, I've watched the entire Nuggets series and I've watched the entire Sixers-Celtics series, and I understand the importance of both Jokic and Joel to their team. But what Joel does on the defensive end is absolutely insane. He alters entire plays. He alters entire offensive schemes. That's why he's the MVP. Jokic is probably better, more well-rounded on the offensive side, but what JoJo does on the defensive side, I think, is what made the difference as to why he's the MVP. It's just crazy to see, man. He has at least 10, 15 plays a game where it's that would have been a scoring opportunity if there was any other center in the paint there.
Yeah, I agree with those sentiments. I love watching Joel Embiid play defense. He is a complete and utter disruptor of that side of the ball. It's awesome to watch. Yeah, and a lot of people seem to be forgetting this about a lot of these players. Jimmy Butler's hurt. Julius Randle's hurt. Jalen Brunson's hurt. Joel Embiid was hurt. And he still put up 34, 13, and 4. Right? Everyone's crowning Jokic as they should be. Jokic is the best player in the league right now because of how he can his IQ is LeBron-esque and allows him to know what his team needs to dominate the game, right?
Yeah.
And that is why I think Jokic is the best. He stinks at defense. And he jumps like a foot off the ground. But he has the most unbelievable touch in the paint where he hits just outrageous, ridiculous shots regularly. Yeah. Where you're like, and it doesn't hit rim. Jokic doesn't hit rim. I'm glad he's not suspended. We should probably talk about that. Nick, did you see that Matt Ishbia fucking situation? The owner of the Suns and the Jokic?
He grabbed the ball or something, right?
Yeah,
tried to get it back and he wouldn't give it back or something.
Yeah, so the owner of the Suns wouldn't give it back, and Jokic caused a kerfuffle. The whole thing is
rich people think they can do anything, dude.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if I gave you one guess as to what college he played hoops at and won a championship with, it was not a North Carolina college. What college would you pick?
Crichton.
Crichton?
Yeah.
They haven't won in forever, dog. It was Michigan State. Oh. That was such a Michigan State move. Look, Draymond Green and Jaren Jackson Jr. are Michigan State products, right? That Matt Ishbia technique, come on now. That's the most Michigan State shit I've ever seen. I'm glad Jokic is suspended. That's long story short. And this is a PSA to all the listeners. Please tune into Game 5 of the Phoenix series versus the Denver Nuggets. There is the potential that Phoenix gets blown out because their bench doesn't put up 40 points on the road in Denver. But what Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Nikola Jokic are doing right now, as far as NBA efficiency, is crazy. Devin Booker is over 50% from 3. He's over 64% from 2. Sorry, he's over 64% total from the field. The last 2 games in Phoenix, Devin Booker was 32 for 40 from the field. He missed 8 shots in 2 games. Devin Booker scored over 40 points and only took 2 free throws. And that's because at the end of the game, the Nuggets fouled him to send him to the free throw line. So Devin Booker is playing lights out. I love the prisoner in a moment takes that Devin Booker is the best shooting guard in the league, that Devin Booker is this, that, and the other, although we're discrediting Jimmy Butler for whatever reason. As if we already forgot what Jimmy Butler did in the first round versus the Bucks. So it's very interesting. The playoffs have been a little hit or miss, in my opinion, as far as the NBA product goes. A lot of blowouts. And that's just kind of how it goes. You come in back to back to get those decisions. But so far, every series has had at least 2 very good, very close games. And that's about all you can ask for. NHL postseason continues to be a hit. Outstanding stuff. You never know who's winning. The regular season almost always has no bearing on the NHL postseason. It's almost like you need to take a final snapshot of the final 20 games after everyone's returning from injury. Trades are now settling in. Coaches know what they have. And that's almost how you should approach the NHL postseason. The NBA is quickly approaching. This season, like we had said before, 1 through 8 are all represented in the second round. And it's looking like an 8 seed is going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. There is the possibility that a 7 seed can make the Western Conference Finals. So this postseason is everything you could hope for and more from the drama perspective. And I think that's all I got. You guys got anything else for the 10s and 10s?
No, I mean, I think you're right. Like that's like it's kind of gone back and forth between blowouts and the NBA postseason. It has been good games though, so at least it's not like blowouts 4 straight games. Like you said, Game 7 is the best word in sports. So be fun to watch.
Yeah, the NBA has delivered a lot of awesome games, a lot of awesome moments from the players, but it also has 127-100 Warriors. That one I remember because it's a nice, easy number to remember when someone scores 100. But the Lakers. The Celtics beat the Sixers both times by double digits. The Sixers won. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But there are a lot of double-digit victories, a lot of not close affairs. But that's all we got. So thank you for joining us. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Podcast Room 3 and YouTube at Podcast Room 303. We've got some new exciting news that we're looking to start making announcements for coming up, dealing with some of the changes that we're going to be going under as a Room 303 brand. So stay on board for that. We'll probably make the announcement on episode 200. It's looking like episode 200 is going to be the either the last episode in May or the first episode in June. And at that time, we'll let you know where everything's going, where everything's headed, and how things are going to change. Until then, keep it locked here. And like I said, follow us. We'll see you next time when you come on down. And I don't have it ready. Step into the room.